What's going on, YouTube? If you're new here, please make sure that you are following the channel. Like this video. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this riff that you're about to see. And make sure to click the bell icon, all the YouTube buzzwords. So today, we are going to expand on a riff that I started the other day, a couple days ago. It was late at night, and I basically threw together a couple things real quick. And what I came up with I thought was pretty cool. So we're going to jump into it. Here we go. So here's my DAW. I just got done practicing guitar, doing some warm-ups because this part over here is disgusting. It is slightly beyond my pick up the guitar without being warmed up skill set. Usually I gotta warm up a little bit in order to get this one right. So there's no bass programmed for it right now, so it's gonna feel a little light. It's gonna feel a little thin. But, as I said, I kind of threw this together at like 2 o'clock in the morning the other night. So here we go. Cool. So yeah, that's what we got going on there. I don't hate it. Let's I'm gonna glue these two together here. All right, that's done. Let's get out of there for a second. Oop. That part's easy enough to do. It's getting that part down is kind of a nightmare. So first, I'm gonna play along to it and see if I can come up with any ideas. I gotta get my hands back around the idea first, obviously. So that's what we're gonna start with. So let's do the thing. Hey, I might need to tune, or the original guitars that I did are out of tune, which is also unfortunately possible. So let's handle that real fast, shall we? If you're catching this on YouTube, you should come follow my Twitch, twitch.tv/shredcase. And you get to hang out with me while I do this stuff live. It's a little more fun. But the YouTube is cool because it's a good place to go to get any knowledge. If I do anything that somebody else thinks is cool, hey, at least it's there and they can go back and check it out. Cool. There we go. Let's try that again. Mess that up. right, cool. So I've got my hands wrapped back around the idea. Is it perfect? No. I'm not really worried about being perfect at first, though. You know, I want to write the song. I will perfect it after I'm like, this is for sure the song. So now to go over the ideas, I've got. So most of that riff is what I understand as Byzantine scale or double harmonic major. And I'm basically just playing around with the 3 half steps in a row with if A flat is my key center, then unless I can't remember if the key center for double harmonic major is the one that's closer to Phrygian dominant, or is it the yeah, I can't remember. I don't know it that well. All I know is that that's what I'm going for. So I'm sticking with those notes. That's why I've got the. I'm basically just like reestablishing that constantly. That part is out of the Byzantine scale because that note is not in the key. However, for some reason, whenever I played this riff, I was like, "Oh, that's a cool fucking note." It doesn't bother me that it's not technically in Byzantine. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could mold it if you didn't want to leave. But I don't really want to do all that. It doesn't feel right. I prefer the. It just feels right. So I thought that was kind of cool. So that's the first half of the riff, and then the next one, it has like what I consider a chorus vibe. Whether or not it's actually the chorus of the song can be determined later. I just know that I wanted something that got out of how locked in that first section was, or locked in as in like almost every note has a kick or something accenting it, whereas this next part has a lot of like I'm going the whole time, but the kicks are only doing the important accents, and I think it has like a cool groove to it. So that's how you end up with this riff. It's just a cool way to reestablish the Byzantine scale in another way, you know. So I've got this. This is like one of the few chords that you can get away with playing because the root, the fifth, and the third are all in Byzantine. And then when I slip down to this chord here, I think this is like an augmented or something weird. I don't know if it's augmented. I think it might be a 6 chord, like no 5 add 6, or whatever it's called. Anyway, so I like how it starts off with a typical minor chord like you'd be expecting, and then I make this switch here, and it gets really tense. And I use that like that wrap up at the end to be like, oh yeah, by the way, we're still in the Byzantine scale. Because otherwise it starts to feel like a Phrygian dominant or a harmonic minor thing. So just a little bit of, oh, by the way, you know, we haven't gone too far. So We've got that. And then earlier today, before I got warmed up, I started messing around with this chord. It's very gross. I love it. Yeah, big fan. So I might end up trying to use something like that as a way to kind of come out of that chorus vibe. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't quite figured out how I'm going to use it. So that's the purpose of this episode. We're going to see if we can't develop this idea further. So let's see here. We've got. That's cool. I would honestly consider that one of like the motifs of the song. Also, something that I kind of want to bring back and like find different ways to stab into riffs is the which is during the first part. I really like that. It's interesting. It's a cool little like, oh, okay, and then it comes back to the start of the riff, you know. So nice little turnaround there. So I will be bringing that back in some fashion because I like it. I think it's an interesting way that I can potentially write something else that is unrelated in some way. But if I bring that little thing back, it's gonna be like, oh yeah, okay, we're still in the same song. So we'll see what we can do with that. Little sus2 chord there. Okay, this reminds me. Before I started warming up, I did sit down with another idea, which I go up into the higher register during the first riff. But this little... Right? I started realizing that I really like this this concept of... I like the idea of playing those, like the little... You know, very simple, but you can find some interesting ways to play underneath that. So what I started doing was I started using the... as like my roots, if you will. So you get this like. So that's just an interesting way. I can also use that as an expansion on when I first introduced it with the. Right. So now I'm starting to find ways that I can connect those higher notes, open up more of the fretboard, create like a bigger diversity between my higher notes. If I'm going like. Right, you can find like interesting ways to jump back to your like lowest note there and really hammer home, the heavy difference. So, what we've got is what I consider the main riff of the song. Whether it's a verse or not, it can get decided later. We've got what I consider the chorus vibe, simply because it changes up the energy. So now I want to find ways to expand on that. I think we need more high energy parts because that's going to make the more open nature of the chorus vibe part kind of like stand out. And then I can also work around that idea of if I keep the energy up, every time I do a breakdown or some other thing that like changes up the pacing will all of a sudden make people go, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. So let's see if we can turn this into. Let me see how long it is with double the length there. That's what she said. All right, if I put all this together, I'm sitting at about a minute. If I get 2 more sections of riffs. So now we got to come out of the so we got to come out of that part. Okay. what to do there. Ooh, maybe go into something like that. All right, so we go. Yes, this opens up the opportunity to use the diminished thing again. Okay, hang on. Oh shit! Hang on, how's that part go? Okay, I'm gonna end up using that motif in this next riff. No. There we go. Something like that. So you get that like speed back, you know? I like that idea. So we get this 3, 4. All right. Now. I feel like I'm in a different tempo all of a sudden. Or my brain is wanting to go faster than I should. That's what I'm actually running into right here. All right. Yeah. What's happening is like certain sections of the song I'm like more capable of playing at a higher speed, and then other sections would take me time to build up the speed. And so like I'm tracking the song, or I'm writing the song at a slightly slower speed because I know that I'll speed it up and then track at the speed that I want it to be, rather than stumble over myself the entire time. But it's tripping me up now because I'm sitting here writing this new part. That's kind of cool. So, but that's not the speed that I'm currently at. Now, if I wanted to, I can test the waters. I'm warmed up compared to where I was when I wrote this the other day, which is why I picked 120. Because anything faster than that I was too sloppy and couldn't play the riff like properly. So let's see if now that I'm warmed up, I can actually handle a little bit faster. So I just pushed it up to like 135. So it's 15 BPM faster. Let's see if I can do it. That part right there is the one that's gonna get me. That's so quick. Let's back that down to like 130. There's no way. I mean, I could with a lot more endurance practice, but I'm not doing that right now. Oh, okay. Not perfect. So that's pretty close. Now if I try to write something around this new concept, it's going to come after the chorus vibe part. Then let's see what we can do with this. So I'm going to set the loop point here. Obviously, we're using 16th notes a lot. So shit. I kind of want to do this thing where like I don't come back on the one. There's that chord I wanted to use earlier. Okay. All right. Now we got something. Sort of. Dan, dan, dan. Now, I mean, I'll let the guitar be the thing that does the accenting in this particular section. I don't need to make the kicks do it. The kicks are coming out of like a purely accent-based moment anyway. So trying to like do that again would be stale, in my opinion. A real drummer will have much better ideas than me. I'm just trying to get enough of an idea that it at least sounds like something I could present to somebody and be like, hey, yo, what do you think? And they can be like, yo, that sucks. You know, the usual. All right, so let's see. I need to play along to it real quick and kind of see how it feels trying to do the next part. That's fine. It's a little slower than I'd like it to be, and that's where I'm gonna have to build this up because this riff over here at like much higher speeds is gonna destroy me. But like this feels like my arms want to play this around like 140 or 145. But the when I get to the diminished, that part right there is just brutal right now. But I tell you what, we're gonna go back and take a look. I'm gonna play this riff at 140 and see how that feels to play. And if it's the right speed, then I need to work the other part up. And then if I can't work the other part up, then you start trying to look for the middle ground. Is 135 okay? Can I do 136 or 137? You know, where is it to where this doesn't feel too slow, but that doesn't feel too fast? So I can't do, like, I could do tempo changes, but me personally, I don't know. I don't like them as much. This is a personal thing. I prefer to just like grab a speed and go, but I don't know. Something about tempo changes don't communicate for me in my personal writing. I don't know. For some reason, they don't seem to come across properly. So that's probably an excuse, but you know, you never know. We'll figure it out. Here is that next riff that I'm hoping will be okay at the speed. Yeah, that actually works at that speed. So now we get to do the fun thing of, can I get the first part working correctly? Because this part is where it gets a little, it's going to be sloppy. It's going to be really bad. Yeah, I mean, a diminished run's going to kill me. It's driving me nuts. Oh, God. Oy. Gonna have to build up the endurance for that, for sure. I'm going to give it a couple more goes, and then I might see about slowing it down just a little bit. Like, the cool thing is, before when I played it a little bit faster and then thought I should slow it down, now that I've kind of gone past that point, it's something that we talk about on Riff Hard. Dan Sugarman brings it up, and he does this thing where he goes like 8 BPM forward and then 4 BPM back. And then after that, he goes 8 BPM forward again and then 4 BPM back. Next thing you know, you're at the previous point that you had to go back from, but suddenly you're playing it cleanly at that speed. So it's just like an interesting way to trick your brain, and I have been using that for a while myself. So I'm actively doing it right now. I'm going to end up trying to play this at like 140, but if I back off to like 136 or 135, suddenly it's going to be like, okay. And then if I jump up to like 145, it's going to be like, yeah, there's no fucking way. But if I jump back down to like 140, it'll be like a little sloppy, but probably like a little closer. And you'll be like, oh, okay, that's feasible. So it's just like a way to trick your brain. Actually, now if I'm being honest with you, even though I'm playing it sloppy, it also just kind of feels rushed. Like I feel like it's starting to lose the groove that it had to it. So if I take it down to 136, it'll be quick, but maybe a little less, muddy because I won't suck as bad. And I think a little bit of that groove's going to come back. Terrible. All right, so there's a little bit of slop in there, but I'm getting closer. So let's try the other section that I was contemplating to come after this part, and we'll see if this is still feeling okay, and we'll see if this is even making sense. I actually don't hate that. It's a good opportunity to slip in some notes on top. I do want to come back and just do the accents for the kicks, but not all of them. Just the part where I do the dotted eighth notes. So I'm gonna track that real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this old from the other night. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and get that going real quick. And then mess the drums just a little bit. See how that feels. And then I feel like I know where I'm going to take it next, which is going to be more like a breakdown to, again, break the energy apart from where I'm at right now. I kind of want to switch the pattern up a little bit because the first one that I was playing is very, very staple. So let's mix it up a little bit. That's just kind of the same thing again. I might let it loop. Yeah, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it loop. I'm going to try to find something that I settle on, and then we'll pick that one, go, and that way I can adjust the drums to that and feel okay. Okay, here's the thing. I don't hate that one. That last one that I was coming up with there. I did it like 3 times in a row or something. It's not the worst. So we're gonna. I don't want to like overthink it too much because like here's the thing: is like, before this becomes a full song, it's like a riff of the day kind of thing, right? So I don't want to like get caught up on this one idea. So I've got it going to where I'm like, okay, this is a cool like starting point. I have yet to introduce any kind of lead guitar layers or anything that might go here. We'll see. I might end up switching it up. Who knows? We'll get there when we get there. In the meantime, though, I am gonna like listen to it real quick and mix up just where the kicks do the dotted notes. Cool. That's okay for now. Again, the idea is not to overthink it because excuse me. The idea is not to overthink it because if you lose track and just get stuck on that one thing, like I think that if you feel there's something there and want to chase the idea, then go for it. I don't personally feel that there's anything groundbreaking at the moment that I'm like gonna get out of harping on it. So I'm not going to. I'm gonna move on until I feel something else where I'm like, oh, this is the thing. This is gonna give me new ideas. Cool. So we got that now. Now I do have this other idea that got inspired while I was messing around with that. So that's what I'm going to move on to because I feel something in that idea. And this is where it's going to get syncopated. All right, so. Let's try that. Hey, hey, hey. There. All right, so. Ah, shit. There's something there. I'm getting a little sloppy with it, but there's definitely an interesting like breakdown idea to be played here. Because then we go back to okay, yeah, like that. Now, I need to figure out where I want to switch that because I'm looking at the kicks on my screen here, and I'm thinking going like, so this is, if I'm looking at this area right here. That's going to accent here right before the snare, which is fine. I don't really want to move the snares to try to accent all the time. I think grooving around an established snare is also a cool thing that I unfortunately didn't used to do as much when I was younger. So now I'm trying to balance out the scales a little bit. So that next palm mute will be on the snare. So you get that might be kind of. Let's do that instead. It'll connect it to the other part as well. So we get this. Maybe that. That's a tough one to. That's a tough one to like pull the trigger on. I like it, but it's weird, you know. shit. This is why you need to pay more attention to what you're doing. I might be playing it differently than I had originally intended. So now I got to decide. Yeah, see right there. I need to go yeah. So I was wrong. It's not supposed to be a palm mute here. It's okay. Okay, maybe that. Okay. Maybe that. Let's try that out real quick. My hands are not enjoying this particular chord, but we're going to do it anyway. Hey-o. Yeah, I'm off there, but it's the right idea. And then I gotta go for the. Maybe something. I'll figure out the way to loop this at the end after I nail this particular, like the opening section of this down. I gotta get that part. I might do that. Yeah, I like that. But I gotta get that squeal better. We'll worry about that later, though. Yeah. To get that in. I'll worry about that in a second. I keep wanting to go to it because I want to be able to play through the whole thing, but I can't even get to the first half without screwing it up, so I don't need to get ahead of myself, right? Okay, all right. I made it through. So yeah, so maybe that. Maybe. I think we're getting somewhere. This is kind of cool. I don't hate it. All right, so that little thing that I was talking about earlier. That might be a kind of cool way to loop out. I won't play it the first because I'm gonna play this like. Oh, actually, did I do this wrong? Oh, maybe that will be how I loop out of it. Okay, so there's an idea there. Essentially, what I'm looking at now is I'm gonna play this. Yeah. So right now I'm looking at this section here, dun, 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 and then I've got 2 measures left to break into. And that could technically open me up into another section that I'm not going to work on today, but now I've got the building blocks, right? So if I can get through this. Damn it. That might be it. Kind of a interesting rhythmic way to come out of this part. So let's try to play it along to it real quick, and I'll see if I can connect all these dots. So okay. I think we're starting to kind of come on to something here. So I'm going to run with it. That's the part, I got to get that part there. So. I'll figure that tail out in a second. Focusing on it too much. I got to get the connecting dots here for the. We're going to see if I can connect that properly. I don't have a whole lot of time left in this section here, so I might be like going overboard. So I'll have to like get to it and see if I'm even looping properly. All right. That's where I'm messing up. Like, this realistically needs to be more like this. Yeah, that'll give me a little bit more time because I'm like naturally wanting to play right here, and I messed up when I was programming the kicks. Ah, shit. Digga-dan-da-dan. I think now that I've got this like space here, I've got enough time to actually play what I want to play there at the end. Ah, I don't have that part in my my muscle memory yet. So, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not that one. We're gonna see how this works. Let's give it a shot. I'm gonna have to modify the end of this a little bit. It's not gonna work the way I want it to. Maybe something like that. Yeah, let's try something like that instead, maybe. So what I'm thinking here is turn that last part into part of the overall run. So when I get to this, like, that might be cool. But I gotta get there again. Yeah. So even though I was like really sloppy, I could tell just in that like little moment that that's going to be the right call. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to play it one more time, figure out exactly where I want to get to the actual like accented snare part, because I am going to go ahead and do that to show that we're coming out of this section. Yeah. I didn't pay enough attention to where the snares were. I just want to make sure I actually play it. I can. Let's do it again. Yeah. All right. Now, quarter notes. Nope. Hey-o. There we go. Let's turn this one off. Well, actually, I'll probably not turn that back on. Let's go ahead and go into eighth notes real fast. What I'm going to do is accent these snare hits to like really showcase that we're coming out of this section. There you go. Maybe something like that. All right. Okay, cool. It's not the worst. Now let's see if I can play the whole thing. That's quite interesting. Ah! Ah, shit. That one has like this slightly different rhythmic pattern where I go. So like remembering to play that is you know, it's new. What am I gonna do? Sides suck. Ah, shit. All right, I can technically play it. I got it. I just got to actually be able to play it to the song. Jesus. All right, cool. We have that part not 100% down, but we're getting it. We're getting it. So we're going to go ahead and track that real fast just so I have something to work with. Ah, shit. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to cut in here. And just, you know, get it better. All right, cool. And then I just played like an open note at the end because having a little bit of that, you can see it right there. I mean, I would eventually move, like, try to play it tighter. But like when you go to create crossfades and stuff like that, you're going to want that stuff to actually be there because it makes your crossfades better. So anytime that you're doing punch-ins, make sure you play like the next note or where you expect to go. All right. Other side, right? Assuming I don't totally botch it. Yeah? Let's do it. Yeah. So now I get to do the fun part of figuring out if I can even play this whole thing because I'm still technically playing at a speed that is just outside of my comfort zone with this earlier section here. So we're going to come back to it now that I've been messing around with other stuff. Let's see if I can't do it on command. No guarantees that this isn't going to suck. See what I mean? See what I mean? Already off to a bad start. Let's try that again. All sloppy. Tripping up on that last part. I will eventually be able to play that at the right speed, but in the interest of actually being able to play this whole endeavor at once, I'm going to adjust the tempo down a little bit. So 136 is where we're at now. We're going to try this at like 133 because 130 earlier felt kind of slow and I wasn't really digging it. Robin says, Merry Christmas Eve. Thank you very much. You as well. I hope that your holiday is going well. I am home and not hating it. Oh, I forgot that because I recorded that at a higher tempo. It's not gonna work. It's okay. I figured out that I can play it. So I tell you what, let's just do that real fast. I gotta play the whole thing, right? So let's just do the whole thing. Let's do it. Here we go. Wow, so bad. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Before I move all this and change the tempo back, I honestly need to remind myself how to play this part. I think that's it. Yeah, and then there'd be like a drum fill there. I just don't see me being able to play this at 136 right now. But this I can do slower. So, you know what? I'm not gonna back down from a challenge. Fuck it. We're gonna treat this like a guitar Elden Ring. See if I can't do it. I hate it. Let's do it. That's going to be something that I need to work on faster now. Yeah, that's definitely something I'm going to have to like build because I am just sucking at that one. Nah. Damn it, dude. Hang on. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna. Because in the interest of having a complete like riff that I can actually turn into a video today and then upload to freaking YouTube. Whether or not this is like the final speed that it would be, like in a final product, I'll figure that out later. I did just say earlier that I want to do more endurance stuff, but I'm not going to do it on stream because, Oh, bye, Robin. Have a good day. I'm not going to stream me trying to build up my speed by 3 BPM. I'm just not going to do it. But I will do it in the background, and we'll see what my final speed ends up being. So Let's see if I can do it at 133. A little better. It's not perfect. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, it's... Okay, I kind of have it. Now I gotta just play the whole thing. Let's see. Do it. Basically, all I'm doing there is I'm trying to bake that into my muscle memory. I'm not gonna be able to call on it right now, but it's the kind of thing where, like, as I'm developing this song over the next few days, I'm gonna want my muscles to be able to just know that I'm gonna do that, because that's where you can push the speed. If you're fighting your memory of the riff as well as your speed limitations, you're in for a rough journey. And I've only played this riff since the other day. Like, I wrote it one night, and now I'm coming back to it. So it's not like fully baked in yet, which is fine. I think it's normal for most people. You know, I'm certainly not a superhero at guitar, so I'm not that worried about it. But you know, it is what it is. So let's see if I can nail this, because if I can get this down to like play through it in one go, then that means I'm technically ready to make a YouTube video out of at least this riff, because I like to do that. I like to have at least like once a week post a YouTube like riff of the week video. So we'll see if I can't get that going. Hey, make sure that your volume pot is soldered properly, y'all. I've already forgotten how to play that last riff. I need to play that one more time, like loop it, because I wrote it and then immediately jumped into trying to play the whole song, and I don't even have that down. So let's see if I can do it. See what I mean? Okay, I can play it, but playing it on command after, playing the other riffs, that's where it's not fully baked in yet, so. Okay, that's okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and record it because I want to be able to play it in one take, but I might as well have the backing track done, and I'm in the middle of trying to bake this into my memory anyway, so 2 birds, 1 stone. Hey, how about I don't, rush the beat, though? There's one side done. Let's get the other side done real quick. Hey, I did that thing again where I rushed the beat. Killing it, y'all. Killing it. Love that. Makes for great content. Hey, don't fuck up. I'm trying to do the double gallop. I technically fucked that up, so I'm going to do it one more time. Cool. That time I did not do the big mess up that I did before that, so there's that at least. We want to... I'm going to go ahead and track this one. I'm going to work my way backwards because I already know the first one. That was what I wrote the first day. This is all new stuff. So I'm going to get this knocked out real quick. This one's also super easy to play, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's do that way. That's fine. Hey. There we go. And then I made sure to play the first note of the next part, so that way I'll be able to crossfade and it won't be an issue. Same idea. Did that. Crossfade. Oh, cool. Now, for the lovely challenge that I have presented myself with. Hey-o, everybody's favorite. Let's get it. We're just going to do it. Fuck it. Let's get it. suck. All right, I'll tell you what. We're gonna loop it. I thought I was gonna jump straight into recording. Nah, I suck. Terrible. Oh my God. All right. Well, unfortunately, I suck at guitar. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to come over here, highlight this, and we're just going to loop this part at a lower BPM. I just, unfortunately, am sucking. I need to like rebake it into my muscle memory, I guess. It's just not, it's just falling apart every time I add any kind of speed to it, and that's just frustrating. So. See, it's a little cleaner. Really gotta get that part down. This is where we reach that frustrating point where you got to take a break because, well, you know, my fingers are starting to hurt if I'm being honest, which is fine. You know your body, know your limitations. I am going to do everything in my power, however, to knock this out before I stop the stream, and inevitably the YouTube video that it will be up to follow. It's just, you know, I mentioned it earlier. When you're practicing on days where you don't feel like writing, it's good because you are honing techniques, because you never want to be in this particular situation where this technique at this speed is not currently in my wheelhouse to just easily pull. If I did more dedicated practice and more endurance practice, especially with this kind of run, then it would be a breeze. But clearly, I've been slacking. So that is the one good thing about trying to write like this all the time. If I step outside of the boundaries, excuse me, if I step outside of the boundaries of what I can do, it just kind of is a glaring spotlight. Like, hey, that's the thing you need to work on. So it's good not to let yourself get down about it, and instead just see it as the next thing you need to work on, which is what I enjoy about doing this, because then I put it up in the world, and because every once in a while I write a riff and somebody will be like, wow, dude, I could never write anything like that. And it's like, dude, you totally could. Like, all you gotta do is see me get there to know that you can do it, because it usually starts off a big jumbled mess like this. So it is what it is. I am going to try to run this a couple more times at this particular tempo before jumping back up, because unfortunately I have to try to get it done. I don't want to keep slowing down the entire riff because the other parts will suffer. And this one is just, I got to wrangle it in, So let's try it one more time at the slower speed, one or two more times, and we'll see if I can't get it at a higher speed. A little better. Okay. At that speed, it's feeling a little more natural. It's not like 100% clean, but again, I'm never that worried about like 100% clean until I am truly tracking something for like Spotify release. If I'm just putting a riff of the day or riff of the week or whatever up on like YouTube or Riff Hard or any of my other socials, I'm a little less concerned because I don't really care if people know that I'm human and I make mistakes. It doesn't bother me. So, I'm going to speed it up a little bit, and we're going to see how I do now. I went from like 118 or 115, and now I'm at like 125, so we'll see how that fares. Okay, getting it down. Hey, Matt, what's going on, dude? How you doing? I'm attempting to get this riff down at the speed that I want to play it, which is a nightmare. So we'll see how it goes. I am nearing the end of this particular section of my streaming today, so hopefully it's not too aggressive for you. I know not everybody's into the metal stuff, but it's what I do. So oh, fix your volume pot, y'all. getting sloppier at that speed, and I need to go 3 BPM faster than that. So I'm going to take another rest real quick, get some more water. Try it a couple more times. I'm going to jump past the speed that I'm going for, honestly, to the speed that I want it to be, which is 136. Then I'll back off to 133, and hopefully it'll be clean enough that I can track it. Can't stay for long. Family's coming over, but wanted to say hi. Dude, I really appreciate you stopping by at all. I know it's a holiday. I know everybody's got stuff going on. So I do really appreciate it. Let's see. 130. Let's get it. That was terrible. Oh my God, now I'm missing the jumps. Sloppy. Looking closer. Need to fix my volume pot. All right. It's sloppy, but let's try it at 136, and then I can back down to 133 and see how I feel about it. Jesus. Well, I never expected to be able to play that at 136 today anyway. The goal is 133. So, let's see. Not yet. Come on. Fucked it up. Sloppy, but close. Okay. Momentary break. Let my fingers rest up for just a second. I got to be able to knock this out today. I'd like to be able to film this tomorrow. I mean, the good news is, even if I can't like complete it today, taking rest tonight and then coming back to it tomorrow, I will likely be able to perform the riff at this speed. Not much faster. Like I said, like my goal is to get it to like 136 at some point. But for now, 133 is like the target, just to like make sure that like when I come back to work on the riff again, it's not as awkward to be where I want to be. And, I don't know how other people do it. That's just one of the ways that I go about it, especially when I start getting into a riff, because there's a lot of times where I'll do like a riff of the week or something where I'm just like, yeah, it's a riff. It's cool, especially the ones that like aren't outside of my wheelhouse. When I start including techniques or doing things that I don't typically reach for, that's whenever I get like, I enjoy the challenge, but I also have to temper that part of my brain that's like, you have to be able to complete it in one day. And it's like, limitations are a thing. And, certain things just take time. So being able to accept that is, I think, equally as important as being able to play it in the first place. So let's try this again now that I've had a moment to rest my fingers. We're actually at the right speed now. So I tell you what, we're just gonna go for it. This is not gonna go well, but we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna loop it, because if I can play it 2 times in a row, I'm just gonna drag and we're gonna call that good. All right, here we go. That was close. The first one was sloppy, but most of the vibe is there. If I absolutely have to, in order to be able to have this in the bag so I can play along to it, then I'll just go back and record that one part, because I feel like just focusing on that, I'm at the point now where I can do it, but playing it all in one go is like where my limitations are, because my fingers are just tripping up over each other. So if I hyper focus on that one moment and just loop it, I will undoubtedly get something I can use. But again, this isn't for like a Spotify release or anything. This is just so I have something to play along to, and then inevitably do like a YouTube riff of the week thing. Did it again. Not quite getting the full vibe. So where's that at? Let's see here. Let's go ahead and try it. Let's just start from there down to go. Yeah. Let's go ahead and just let's hyper focus on that for a second and just see if we can even pull it off. Ugh. The switch back down to the end of the fretboard. Ugh. Why did I do that to myself? Hey, you know what? Mistakes and all, at least I'm not slowing things down and speeding it up and then trying to pass it off on Instagram like I just do that naturally. Don't get me wrong. I've used that technique for a couple of things here and there, but not to pretend like I can do something that I can't. I'd rather just come across like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Ah, that was close, but I got kind of sloppy. Oh, hell. Oh, no. I'm getting ahead of myself. Come on now. Ah, see? See? We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Let's get it. I got ahead of myself. Almost. Ah, come on, man. I just want to get this one thing down. I hate it. I hate it so much. I just suck. That's it. That's all there is to it, y'all. I suck. One more try. Well, two more. Oh, man. Come on now. Come on. You know what, y'all? I think we're just going to have to grow the hell up. I'm going to have to realize I'm not going to be able to pull this off today. Not at the speed that I want to. And rather than try to force it for the next 25 fucking minutes and get nowhere, I think we're just going to go ahead and call it there. So, I think this is a pretty cool episode. I upload this kind of stuff to my YouTube, so anyone watching the stream, I'm easy to find. It's youtube.com/@shredcase. I post my gaming footage there. I post my Riff stuff there. There's a couple other ones that are like this where I like deep dive into stuff. Not that I'm some grandiose, person. I just like to share my my passion and my techniques and the way I go about doing things. I will for sure be developing this further, especially because it's a fun challenge. So, in the next one, hopefully, honestly, I'm going to upload this to YouTube today, and it'll probably go live tomorrow. But hopefully in the next one, I will be able to complete, one full run of this and then post that video to YouTube as just like a riff of the week type video. So we'll see how I do tomorrow. Uh, to everyone, it's Christmas time, 2022. So Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays for whatever you happen to celebrate. If you have spent any time with me while I've been streaming, I really appreciate it. If you have been stopping by my YouTube and you made it this far in the video, thank you very much. Please make sure that you have liked the video, followed the page, left a comment to let me know how much I suck and I should have given up on trying to do that riff a long time ago, and ring the bell so you get all the notifications, everybody's favorite YouTube buzzwords. So I will see you guys on the next one.